Hello everyone. Welcome to Creating with Class. That's crafty lessons and simple steps with Linda Wirt. Hi, I'm Linda, and today I'm ready to kick off our Cricut challenge for 2021. In our Facebook group, a lot of you shared your New Year's resolutions were to spend more time crafting or finding time for yourself to be able to do the things like you like to do, which is crafting. Also, some of you were talking about possibly just getting your Cricut out of the box and actually finally getting around to starting to learn how to use your Cricut. So I thought about all of our goals, and together I figured we could reach them by working on some creative and imaginative projects this year. What I've decided to do is start a challenge called Creating Time to Craft. And basically it's an opportunity to motivate each other and inspire each other with our project ideas. So this is how it works. Each month, I'm going to post a picture at the beginning of the month with all the dates and word prompts to inspire you for each week of that month. So for instance, in January, I have 4 words already posted in our Facebook group. This week's word is organize. Next week's word on Monday, January 11th, the next word prompt will be tasks. The third week in January, the word will be pattern. And then the last week in January, it will be 3D. So these are words to get you start thinking about possibly what you could create with your Cricut. So you can use any type of resources or materials you would like. You can make it any difficulty level, from very easy beginner up to more experienced and expert level. The word might prompt you to decide on what kind of project you'd like to do. Doesn't matter, but there's only one rule that you must stick with. You must use your Cricut in some way to create that project. This will help you get into your craft room or whatever area you have dedicated in your home and spend some time doing what you love, crafting. So what I hope to do is each week in our Facebook group, share pictures of the different projects that we came up with based on a particular word that hopefully inspired you to come up with something. You can use that word literally, like exactly what it means, or you can use your imagination and try applying it in different ways and relate it to different things. So this particular month, we're going to start off with organize, which starts today. And you can start thinking about that word and see how you might apply that to a project that you would like to work on. Every Monday, I'm going to call that Make It Monday, I am going to share with you the project that I made, that I was inspired with the word for that particular week. Then it's your turn. You start thinking about what you could possibly make. Now, I am giving you all the words for the month at the beginning, so you can start thinking possibly about some of the other weeks. But I would like you to post, if you can, that week of the word as soon as it is released. You have that whole week to kind of think about something. Doesn't have to be anything real difficult, but it might be something that you've always wanted to do and you just haven't gotten around to. So let me show you what project I came up with when I thought of the word organize. I work from my home and I have a home office. So I need to keep everything very organized because other people share my space. So I came up with these file folders that I found and I wanted to label them. And yes, I used a typical label maker at the top to label the tabs, but I had this big open space in the front of the file folders. And I thought, well, wait a minute, that's an opportunity for me to Cricut that. So I went ahead and got my Cricut out and I came up with the titles for my file folders using iron-on vinyl. That's right, I used iron-on instead of premium or removable vinyl. A lot of people don't realize you can use your Easy Press on a paper project using vinyl. So this particular project, I used my mini Easy Press and I used the everyday iron-on vinyl. So let me show you exactly what I did in order to get those words onto a file folder. All right, so let's get started on our project. So in order to do the project that I did for this week, You need some file folders. This particular file folder I purchased at Staples. So I will put a link in the description box down below if you're interested in get the same type, but you don't need to. Any type of manila file folder will do. You need some type of protective sheet to protect the paper folder from getting burnt or damaged. So I use the Cricut protective sheet, but you're more than welcome to use craft butcher paper if you'd like, instead of having a protective Teflon sheet. You need an easy press mat. You need the mini easy press set at the low heat setting, and when it's green and you know you're ready to use it. And then whatever word you would like to cut out of your everyday iron-on will work just fine. So when you're working in your design space, make sure that when you send it to your Cricut that you mirror the image. Very important because we are working with iron-on instead of regular premium vinyl. So if you're going to use any type of iron-on, you always want to make sure you mirror the image, so therefore it will be reversed when you go ahead and cut it out. You're going to weed it, and then you're going to get it ready to put onto your file folder. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take my file folder and open it up. I'm going to take my protective sheet, put it right over it, and then I'm going to preheat it for 5 seconds. Just like you do with a t-shirt or any type of apparel, you need to preheat the area. So now I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to take my word and I'm going to center it. And because my file folder has lines, it makes it a little bit easier to go ahead and place it evenly in the center. So I'm going to press that down just a little. Then I'm going to take my protective sheet, put it over, and then I'm going to take my watch. Unfortunately, the mini does not have a timer like the other easy presses do, so I need to set my watch for 20 seconds. So I'm going to start that, and then I'm going to go ahead and start doing circles slowly over each of the letters. You don't want to stay in one particular place for too long. What will happen is a lot of that adhesive will start oozing out underneath the letters. So you just want to make sure you're just constantly moving. And like I said, it's only about 20 seconds, and then you can remove that. Then remove your protective sheet. You do need to allow this to cool down just a little bit because you don't want to do it as a hot peel. You do want it to do it as a warm peel. So you're going to take your fingernail and just grab the edge of that carrier, and you're going to pull this back just like you would any other vinyl, nice and slow. You're going to bend it back over on each other just like this, pull it back, and it's all done. I noticed when I pulled off the carrier sheet that the B wasn't completely down, so I'm just going to go ahead for extra precaution, put my sheet over and just go over the B just a little bit more. Not too much. There we go. And now it's all done. So that is using iron-on on paper cardstock. I like to use iron-on instead of the regular premium or removable vinyl because the transfer sheet that you need to use in order to put your vinyl onto the paper is very, very sticky, and sometimes it rips and pulls the paper that you're trying to put your vinyl on. With everyday iron-on, you don't have to worry about that because the carrier sheet is not as sticky as a transfer sheet. So that is why I prefer iron-on on paper. So you can do the fonts that you choose right on your Cricut, you can go as thin as you'd like because you all same thing. You don't have to worry about anything peeling up or when you're trying to transfer it because you're just ironing it on. So I highly recommend it. Hopefully, if this is something new, maybe you weren't aware of, maybe you can try it with your project this week. Well, I hope you enjoyed my craft for this week's word, organize. Now it's your turn. Did I perhaps inspire you to try a new technique or use a new source of material? Or maybe there's something that you have been waiting to do and you just haven't gotten around to it, and this is the week to do it. Whatever you choose to do, make a project with your Cricut. Take a picture of it, then post it on the Make It Monday post here in our discussion board. Then comment on each other, encourage each other, and help motivate each other because we all want to reach our 2021 goal. And remember, it's really important that we are creating time to craft. Enjoy this week's challenge.